Hey guys, I just wanted to do a really quick video, kind of responding to Grace Randolph on Twitter. For those of you who don't know, Grace Randolph is a YouTube channel. She's been in kind of the nerd scene for quite a few years now through different jobs, and now she has her own YouTube channel. She talks about box office numbers. She talks about superhero movies. She reviews trailers and does breakdowns of them. She's great. Check out her channel. I don't always agree with her. There are quite a few times I don't agree with her, but then there are a lot of times that I really do, and she does have a lot of good points. But her most recent video, two videos that she's just released, are talking about the DCEU in a very exciting way. So she kind of has an in to studios, not totally, but she is very much looking to crack the case when it comes to some of the behind the scenes info on these studios and their movies that they're coming out with, especially with superhero movies. She's been right about a lot of things. She's been wrong about a few things, but she's been very much right about a lot of it. And no one's really been talking about it yet. Maybe it's because it's a recent thing and there's not a lot of information yet. But as everyone knows, Wonder Woman got pushed back to summer of 2019, about 7 months further back than her initial release date for her sequel movie. And Grace Randolph posted a very exciting and late video last night discussing the DCEU. And she's not the kind of person that would make an emergency video unless it's something very important. And basically she is saying that the reason they pushed back Wonder Woman 2 is to turn her movie into a Flashpoint movie. It's not going to be Flashpoint the comic. It's not going to it's probably not going to have Flash in it. It's not going to be the exact story of Flashpoint, but they're going to take the element of Flashpoint to do a soft reboot on the DCEU. Now that sounds really exciting. It sounds very controversial. The main thing is for the people who like the Snyderverse and the people who like the actors that are in place now, and for the people who like the story of Flashpoint. You may not be happy with this news, but I am excited because what she is saying is that WB has been really trying to do a soft reboot of this universe for quite some time. And they were planning on doing it with the Flash movie and doing Flashpoint. However, with Ezra Miller being kind of tied up with the Harry Potter movies recently, they've been having to keep pushing his movie back, and they keep having to delay it. And they are tired of having to do workarounds and find ways to fix the DCEU with the constraints of the actors and the stories that have come in place beforehand. Now, they don't want to do a full-on reboot because that takes years and a lot of money is wasted because there's this long gap of development you have to go through. So to do it this way is pretty smart because it's canon, and it makes that process go by faster, because basically what you can do is you can pick and choose what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. And she hasn't announced much else yet since. She says she has a lot of exciting things that are coming, though. She said that there is one major thing that will be coming out very soon about the DCEU that she thinks we'll all be very excited for. My opinions on it is it's crazy, it's exciting, it's scary, but I am willing to do whatever it takes, or I'm letting Warner Brothers do whatever it takes to get the DC universe back on track. And it sounds to me like Walter Hamada, who's in charge of the DC division of Warner Brothers right now, really wants to do that as well. And I think he's been trying to fix things, but it's hard to do with the constraints you have with this universe. I think that's why Aquaman's looking pretty good, and I think that's why Shazam is looking pretty good. And since Wonder Woman was the one successful one before his reign, I think they're really going to put all their eggs in that basket and try to use that to fix everything else. They've been having a lot of issues with Henry Cavill, and he's been playing a lot of hardball right now with his contract. And they don't want to completely fire him, but they don't want to rely on him to have, if they need Superman in something, a la the Shazam incident where he didn't apparently want to do the cameo in that. So instead, I think they're saying, well, let's see here. If we recast this all because of a Flashpoint incident, we can do all these movies we want, we can make all these cameos we want, and we also have a chance to bring them back if we have to. with Flashpoint, if you haven't read the story, Flash goes back in time to save his mother, which causes ripples throughout all of the DC universe and causes an alternate reality. So he has to go back and stop himself from saving his mom. But when he comes back, everything's still slightly different due to those ripples. And that's where the New 52 came in. But the concept is still there, and it doesn't have to be it can be much more successful than a New 52 relaunch. I think it's very interesting to see where they'll go with this. We've seen a lot of Steve Trevor around in the behind the scenes photos for Wonder Woman, and I think that may have something to do with it. They now have 7 extra months to rework whatever it is they need to make it a Flashpoint movie, and I think that's enough time to not make it rushed and kind of choppy, kind of like how Justice League was. But I also think it could be successful. It could also not be. It just depends. But their main goal right now is to do a soft reboot, just to get everything get it into a place where they can change whatever it is they need to change without having to completely get rid of the universe. And I like that idea. Ben Affleck's also been having issues as of late. So, with the Matt Reeves Batman movie, instead of it being a younger Batman, maybe it's just the new Batman. They can introduce a new Superman. They can introduce Green Lantern. They can introduce whoever doesn't do a good job, whether it's the Aquaman movie isn't a success, Shazam isn't a success, whether it's the Flash movie they didn't want to do because Ezra Miller's so busy and maybe they didn't like him in Justice League. All that can be changed. And it sounds silly in a real world perspective, but from a comic book perspective, it might just be the saving grace for the DCEU. So there isn't any other information as of right now. I do know that Shazam is going to get a couple weeks of reshoots / principal or post photography stuff. So they could change, some of that in that as well. Could be due to magic, whatever. But now it's really just a waiting game. But instead of what has been recently the issue with the DCU, which is what is happening, what are you guys going to do, and there's no answer. Now here is a very viable theory, and here, even though we don't have a lot of info on it now, it's exciting at least. Instead of it being, it just feels like they're going to keep going down this same path and it's going to get worse and worse and worse and we're not going to get any more information. Now yes, there is a delay of things. There is a kind of a hold point where we don't know what's going on, but it's for good reason. And it could be very exciting. So I'll do a follow-up video to this. If we hear any more information, I'm going to let you know. We will probably get more information here within the next couple months at least. Could be sooner, could be later. That's what my guess is. And I probably around the time of the Aquaman release, we may get some more information from that. We just have to wait and see. And I hope this is finally the turning point for DC. I really hope that this is what's going to really save this universe, not only for the fans who want to see a successful DC universe, but for also the people who want to succeed in general and see it go the distance for a longer period of time. Henry Cavill's getting older. Ben Affleck's getting older. These guys don't have forever to sit around and work out contract deals or work out when they're ready to do another Batman or Superman movie or a Justice League movie. They need to get younger guys in here, and this may just be the way to do it. So what are your thoughts? You can comment below. Let me know what you think. It's very exciting. You can also message me on Twitter with any questions you have. And then go see Grace Randolph's channel. It's Beyond the Trailer. And you can follow her on Twitter as well. And she'll probably have some more news as we go along. So exciting things are coming. I can't wait to see what they do with this. I'm surprised no one else is talking about it. But yeah, that's really all I have for right now. I hope this all works out. So yeah.